Database management system. Terminologies, architecture, and design. First, let us see the definition of data abstraction. It is the act of representing the essential features without knowing the background details. There are three levels of data abstraction: physical, logical, and view level. Some basic terminologies of database management system. Data independence. It is a property that helps you change the database schema at one level without requiring to change the schema at the next higher level. Instance database state or snapshot. It is the collection of information stored in a database at a particular moment. Schema. The overall design of a database is known as the schema of the database. Architecture of DBMS. There are three types of architectures: first tier, second tier, and third tier. The first tier architecture is the one in which the database is directly available to the user. The client, server, and the database is all present on the same machine. It is a centralized system with a single user. The second tier architecture model is similar to the client-server model. Application at the client's end directly communicates with the database at the server's side. APIs like ODBC, JDBC are used. The server query processing and transaction management takes place at the server, while the user interface and application programs run on the client's end. Third tier architecture includes an intermediate layer called as the application server, which serves as a medium for exchange of partially processed data between the server and the client. Classification of DBMS. This is a hierarchy of classification of DBMS. Classification can be done on the basis of three things: data model, user numbers, and database distribution. On the basis of data model, DBMS can be classified as relational or object-oriented. As per user numbers, the DBMS can be single user or multi-user. Database distribution, the DBMS can be centralized or distributed. Homogeneous and heterogeneous DBMS are two more types of the distributed classification. Database design. It provides a blueprint of how data is going to be stored in the system. Database design process is the mapping of conceptual model into implementation model. The design process has 6 steps: requirement and collection analysis. It gathers and analyzes the user requirements to understand the data and constraints of the database system. The second phase is the conceptual design. It creates a high-level abstract model of the database, typically using entity relationship diagrams to represent the data and the relationships. The third phase is the choice of DBMS. The user can choose which database management system is most suited for their purpose. Data model mapping. It optimizes the logical schema by normalizing the tables to reduce redundancy and improve data integrity. The fifth phase is physical database design. It determines the physical storage structure and access methods, including indexing and partitioning strategies to ensure efficient data retrieval and storage. The sixth phase and the last phase is the DBMS implementation and tuning. It creates the actual database using a DBMS, implementing the physical schema and loading data, followed by testing and optimization to meet the performance requirements. Approaches to conceptual schema design. There are 2 approaches for that: centralized one-shot approach. The requirements of different applications and user groups are merged into a single set. View integration. This process ensures consistency, resolves conflicts, and eliminates redundancy across various data representations. Strategies for schema design. There are 4 strategies: Top-down strategy. It starts with a high-level abstract schema and progressively refines it into more detailed components, ensuring a comprehensive overview. Bottom-up strategy. This approach begins with the detailed specific schemas for individual components, which are then integrated to form a complete overarching schema. Inside out. This method focuses on the most critical or central part of the schema first, expanding outward to encompass additional components and details. Mixed strategy. Combining the top-down and bottom-up approaches, this strategy leverages the strengths of both by integrating high-level planning with detailed incremental development.